Student, good afternoon. So, in last lecture, we have studied about the cultivation of ginger. So, in today's lecture, we will cover the cultivation of turmeric. So, the common name of turmeric is haldi. So, as we know, we use turmeric in our kitchen daily in our kitchen in each cuisine and etc. Okay. So what is the botanical name of turmeric? Its botanical name is curcuma longa family, from which turmeric belongs to Zingiberaceae. And the origin of turmeric is Southeast Asia, and the part is rhizomes. So ये आपको classification learn होनी चाहिए कि what is the botanical name of turmeric, what its family, and what is its origin, and what's its plant part. So its origin is Southeast Asia. Next is its botany. So it is a herbaceous perennial plant whose leaves are broadly lanceolate with long stalks, and its flowers are borne on separate peduncles arising directly from the rhizome. So it is all about the botany of turmeric plant. It's as same as ginger. Turmeric plant is also a herbaceous perennial plant, and its leaves are almost similar to ginger plant's leaves. It is broadly elongated, it have long stalks, and its flowers are borne on separate peduncles arising directly from rhizomes. Next is about the area and production of ginger. So in India, it is grown an area of 1.05 lakh hectares, producing annually uh, 3.29 lakh tons. So India is the largest producer of turmeric. So in India, the first position in the cultivation or in the production of turmeric is Andhra Pradesh, and followed by Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Kerala, Bihar. So this is all about area and production. So we can say that in India, out of the total cultivated area, 1.05 lakh ton hectare the area comes under the cultivation of turmeric, that is annually 3.29 lakh tons, whereas India placed at position 1 in the production of turmeric. In India, Andhra Pradesh is the leading state, which is followed by Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Kerala, and Bihar. Next is the climate and soil. So what kind of climate and what kind of soil is required for the proper growth and for the cultivation of turmeric? So for turmeric, it can be grown in diverse tropical conditions from sea level to 1500 meter in the hills at a temperature range of 20 to 30 degrees Celsius with rainfall 1500 to 2250 mm per annum. It is also grown as an irrigated crop. So we can say that turmeric is an irrigated crop. It mostly grown in diverse tropical conditions, and its distance from sea level is 1500 meter in the hills, whereas it requires 20 to 30 degrees Celsius temperature range with annual rainfall 1500 to 2250 mm. On the other hand, it is grown in different types of soils, from light black loam, red soils to clay loam, but it thrives best in a well-drained, sandy, rich in humus content soil. So for the best growth of turmeric, the best soil is well-drained, sandy that is rich in humus content is best. But it is also grown in soil having light black in color, loam soil, red soil to clay loam soil. So this is about the climatic and soil requirement for the production of turmeric. Next is preparation of land. So for the cultivation of turmeric, first the farmer have to prepare the land according to the requirement uh, of turmeric. So for turmeric, give 6 deep flowing to get fine tilth up to 20 to 25 centimeter. So we require only 6 deep flowings that are 20 to 25 centimeter. So field is laid out into beds or ridges and furrows. So for the cultivation of turmeric, we can make only beds or either ridges and furrows. So the bed system gives high yield by 54 to 50%. So if we grow turmeric on bed system, okay, so if we prepare the field in the form of bed system, then its yield is higher by 54 to 80%. So what is the best time for sowing turmeric? So it is a short duration crop. It is planted in the second fortnight of May. For mid duration variety, it is grown from first fortnight of June, and for long duration varieties, second fortnight of June to second fortnight of July is the best time for sowing. After that, what is the seed rate? So for the cultivation of turmeric, mother rhizomes that are 2000 to 2500 kg per hectare are required, whereas primary fingers that are 1500 to 200 kg per hectare are required, and the spacing required is 40 into 15 centimeters. After that, there is a different methods of planting. So whole or split mother rhizome weighing 35 to 44 gram are used for planting. So for the good production of turmeric, we used rhizomes of turmeric that have 35 to 44 gram of 44 gram in weight, and it is also well developed and healthy, and they are free from diseases. And the two system of planting was flatbeds and ridges and furrows, uh, having the distance 45 centimeter methods are adopted in India. So in India, we mostly use flatbed, ridges and furrow methods having distance 45 centimeter. So these two types of systems are used in the cultivation of turmeric. Next is mulching. Mulching the crop is to be mulched immediately after planting with green leaves or banana, pseudostems, or sugarcane trash at the rate of 12 to 15 tons per hectare. So after planting, so we immediately mulch the field with the help of banana leaves, with the help of sugarcane trash. So what is the requirement of both the leaves or sugarcane trash are 15 to 12 to 15 tons per hectare. It may be repeated for second time after 50 days with the same quality of green leaves after weeding and application of fertilizer. So mulching again repeated after 50 days of second time repeated after 50 days with the help of green leaves after weeding and application of fertilizer. Next is weeding and intercrop. So weeding may be done twice. So there are three weeding are required uh, in the field of turmeric. First weeding is held at after 60 days of planting, and the second is take place after 120 days of planting, and the last one is doing 150 days after planting, depending on the weeding intensity. It can be raised as mixed crop. So we can raise turmeric as a mixed crop with chilies, colocasia, onion, brinjal, cereals like maize and ready. So we can mix that crop into the other crops for mixed cropping. So in some places, double intercropping. So sometimes we use double intercropping. So for example, fenugreek plus onion in turmeric field. And it requires 15 to 20 irrigations in heavy soil and 35 to 40 in light soil. So we can also do double intercropping. For example, we also grow fenugreek and onion in the turmeric field simultaneously. Moisture stress affect the growth and development of rhizome at bulking stage. Sandeep, your mic. So, what moisture stress also affect the growth and development of rhizomes at bulking stage. After that, the harvest. So, depending upon the variety, the crop becomes ready for harvest in 7 to 9 months. So, the total duration of ginger crop is, sorry, turmeric crop is 7 to 9 months. Uh, it usually extends from January to March. For early varieties, they are matured in 7 to 8 months, and medium varieties, they are mature after 9 months. So the land is plowed and the rhizomes are gathered by hand picking, and the clumps are carefully lifted with spades. So carefully plow the land, and all the rhizomes are gathered with the help of hand picking and using uh, and carefully using spade for the carefully lifting of clumps. Harvested rhizomes are cleaned and of mud and other extraneous extraneous matter adhering to them. So after uh, gathering the after uplifting the rhizomes, so first we have to clean the rhizomes and remove all the mud that are attached with the rhizomes. The average yield per hectare is 20 to 25 tons of green turmeric. So what is the average yield of turmeric is 20 to 25 tons per hectare. So this is the harvested rhizome. So you can see that uh, uh, how rhizomes of turmeric are look like. So they are almost similar to the rhizomes of ginger. So they are orange, yellow in color in the inner center. Next is preservation of rhizomes. So how to preserve rhizomes of turmeric? So rhizomes for seed purpose. So those rhizomes which are going to use for seed for the next season, they are usually stored for a long period of time. So they are stored after heaping under a shade of a tree in well ventilated shed and covered with turmeric leaves. Sometimes the heap is plastered with earth mixed with cow dung. So first of all we make a heap जिसको हम ढेरी बोलते हैं और एक बड़ा सा ढेर बोलते हैं, ठीक है. So make a heap under the shade of a tree, and the area should be well ventilated, and then cover the produce with turmeric leaves. Sometimes the heap is covered with plastered uh, that is mixed with uh, uh, earth mixed with powder. So the seed rhizomes can also be stored in pits with sawdust, and the pits can be removed with a wooden plank with 1 or 2 holes for aeration. So this is how we preserve rhizome for next season. Next is processing of turmeric. So how to process turmeric? The processing of turmeric involves 3 steps: curing, polishing, and coloring. First is curing. So fingers are separated from mother rhizomes and are usually kept as seed. So the fingers that are attached with mother rhizomes, they are separated completely, and they are used for the seed material for next season. The fresh turmeric is cured before marketing. So before doing marketing of turmeric, first we have to cure turmeric. So curing involving boiling of fresh rhizome in water and drying in the sun. So in the process of curing, what we do, we boil all the fresh rhizome in the water, and after that we tried drying that washed rhizome in the sun. Next is traditional method of cooking. So in traditional method, the clean rhizomes are boiled in copper and galvanized iron or earthen vessel with water just enough to soak them. So what's the traditional method of curing? So in traditional method, first we have to take a vessel that is contained that is made up of copper or galvanized iron or earth. So and add only that amount of water that soak all the rhizomes. In certain places, cow dung slurry is used to boil milk. So in some places, use cow dung slurry at the place of water as a boiling meat. From hygiene point of view, such rhizomes fetch poor marketing value. But those rhizomes which are boiled in cow dung slurry, they are poor in hygienic point of view. So their marketing value become poor. So that's why we use water as a boiling material. So boiling is stopped when froth comes out and white fumes appear, giving over a typical order. So boiling is stopped only when the froth comes out and the typical color order is like fumes appear, giving out a typical order. The boiling lasts for 45 to 60 minutes when the rhizomes are soft. So the boiling is continue until the rhizomes become soft, and it takes ultimately 45 to 60 minutes. Overcooking spoils the color of final product. So overcooking is very bad for the coloration of turmeric. It reduces the color of turmeric, or it can alter the color of turmeric. While under cooking, renders the dried product bitter. So, if the turmeric is undercooked, then its rhizomes are bitter in uh, nature and they become dry. Next is improved scientific method of curing. So, in this method, curing the clean fingers, that is approximately 50 kg, are taken in a perforated through the size of zero point 0.9 into 0.55 into zero point 0.4 m meter made up of galvanized sheet, MS sheet with extended parallel handle. So the previous one is traditional method, but this is the improved scientific method which we use. Uh, uh, in which we use perforated tough uh, sheet is used. So it shows also the dimension of that sheet. The perforated tube containing the fingers is then immersed in the pan. The alkaline solution that contain 0.1% of sodium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate is poured into the trough so as to immerse the turmeric fingers. Now, Mansi, mute your mic. Mansi, the fingers are taken out of the pan by lifting the trough and draining the solution into the pan. Alkalinity of the boiling water helps in imparting orange yellow tinge to the core of turmeric. So this is how we boiled turmeric in the water and or in alkaline solution. So after boiling, so we lift the trough in a drainage. So alkalinity of the boiling water helps in imparting yellow color tinge to the core of the turmeric. The cooked fingers are dried in the sun by spreading 5 to 7 centimeter thick layer on bamboo mat and drying. After boiling, uh, all the boiled uh, rhizomes are dried in the sun by spreading the 5 to 7 centimeter thick layer with the help of on bamboo sheets or on the drying floor. Next step is polishing. So dried turmeric has poor appearance. So when the turmeric rhizomes are dried, they look like they have a very poor appearance, and they are very rough, dull outer surface with scales and root parts. The appearance is improved by smoothing and polishing outer surface by manual and mechanical mode. So for good looking turmeric rhizomes, uh, we should do smoothing and polishing of the outer surface of the turmeric with the help of by manual and by mechanical. Next is manual polish. It consists of rubbing the dry turmeric in fingers on a hard surface or tamping them under feet, wrapping the gunny bags. So this is how manual polishing is done. So we rub turmeric rhizomes in our hand in by wrapping them in gunny bags or by tamping them onto feet, and they are also covered with gunny bags. So what is the improved method? So improved method is by using a hand operated barrel or drum mounted on a central axis, the sides of which are made up of expanded metal mesh. So for improved method, we used barrel or a drum that are mounted central axis, and that is sides of which are made of expanded metal mesh. When the drum filled with turmeric is rotated at 30 rpm, polishing is affected by a abrasion of the surface against the mesh as well as by mutual rubbing against each other as they roll inside the drum. So, in improved method, we used a drum that is filled with turmeric and it's rotated at 30 rpm. So, that's how improved. It is the improved method of cleaning the turmeric. The turmeric is also polished in power operated drum. The yield of polished turmeric from raw material varies from 15 to 20%. So the rhizomes that are polished with the help of polished power operated drum are more as compared to other, that is 15 to 25%. Next is coloring. It is done to give good appearance and better finish to the product. This is done to half polished rhizomes in two ways known as drying and wet coloring. So coloring is done for the good appearance of the turmeric rhizomes, and it is also good for the better finishing of the product. This is done to half polished rhizomes. So the those rhizomes that are who are half polished only, those are used for coloring. So this is done by two ways. First is dry coloring and second is wet coloring. In dry coloring, turmeric is added to the polishing drum in the last 10 minutes of dry process. So in dry coloring, turmeric powder is added to the polishing drum for 10 minutes in dry process. Whereas in wet coloring, in this process, turmeric powder is suspended in water and mixed by sprinkling inside and polishing basket. So in wet coloring, we use water. So by sprinkling inside and polishing basket. For giving the bright color look, the boiled, dried, and half-polished fingers are taken in basket, which are shaken continuously when an emulsion is poured in. So for brighter look, uh, the rhizomes that are boiled, dried, and half polished, they are taken in the basket and shaken continuously when the emulsion is poured in it. When the fingers are uniformly coated with emulsion, they may be dried in the sun. So when the added emulsion covered all the fingers, then it may be dried in the sun. The composition of emulsion required for coating is 100 grams of half-whole turmeric is as follows: alum 0.04 kg, sodium bisulfate 30 gram, turmeric powder 2 kg, concentration HCl 30 ml, and castor seed oil 0.4 14 kg. So these all are required for the composition of emulsion. So next are the diseases and symptoms of turmeric. So first disease is rhizome rot. So this disease is soil-borne, rhizome-borne disease and occur with the onset of monsoon. So this is only held in the season of monsoon, and it is soil-borne or rhizome-borne disease. This disease mostly occur during the month of June to September. So the infection start at the collar region to pseudostomes and progress upward as well as down. The collar region of the affected pseudostomes become water soaked, and the rotting spread and to the rhizomes, resulting in soft root. At a later stage, root infection is also noticed. Foliar symptoms appear as light yellowing in the tips of lower leaves, which gradually spread to the leaf leaves. In early stage of disease, the middle portion of leaf remain green while the margin become yellow. Later, that yellowing spreads to all the leaves from lower region to upward and is followed by drooping, withering, and drying of pseudostome. So this is all about rhizome roots. So this is the how it look like. This is picture of rhizome root. Next disease is leaf spot. So it is also soil-borne disease that is mostly noticed on leaves from July to October. So what are their disease symptoms? So symptoms appear as brown spot of various sizes on the upper surface of young leaves. These spots become irregular in shape and they are white or grayish in center. Later, these spots may collapse and form an irregular patch, giving almost the whole leaf, covering almost the whole leaf. The center of spores contain fruits, head-shaped fruiting structure. So, how to control this disease? Disease is soil-borne and survives in plant debris. The disease spreads through rain splashes during intermittent shower. The incidence of the disease is severe in turmeric under the exposed condition. So, what is the favorite temperature of? Temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. This is what is this? Next is leaf blotch. So, what are the symptoms of leaf blotch disease? Symptoms appear as small. They are oval, rectangular in shape, or irregular brown spots on either sides of the leaves, which soon become dirty yellow or dark brown. All the leaves also turn yellows. In severe cases, the plant present in scorched appearance and the rhizome yield is reduced. And what is the survival and spread? Soil and seed borne they survive in soil on infected plant debris. And what is the favorable condition? High soil moisture temperature at 25 degrees Celsius and leaf wetness. So this is how leaf blotch look like. So next is shoot borer. The pest population is higher. Next are the insect pest of turmeric. So the pest population is higher in the field during September and October. They are mostly active in the month of July to October. What are the favorable condition of shoot borer? When the temperature is lying between 30 to 33 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity range is 60 to 90%. And what are its stem symptoms? The larvae grow into pseudostems and feed on internal tissues, resulting in yellowing and drying of leaves of infested pseudostomes. The presence of uh, pore hole, pore hole on the pseudostem through which frass is exuded and the withered and the yellow central shoot is a characteristic symptom of pest infestation. So this is shoot borer. So this is how shoot borer affect the growth of the plant. So we studied about all the diseases and insect pests